It'll happen.
No
in
bell?
just a second. It'll
It's
happen.
coming. It's coming.
Ring.
Technical difficulties. We can do this.
Well, here we are. Morning is broken, and apparently the bell has broken as well. And Gloria said, I didn't do it. I wonder if we could just take a moment. I don't know. Do you remember Christmas Day when Wayne was just filled with joy? It just oozed out of everything. It just bubbled, and I'm that way with excitement today. Stop and think about it this minute. What possibilities do we have to enrich our life experience starting this moment? We all have our habit. We come in, we sit kind of where we sit, and we nod to whom we nod at, and we hug, and we talk. Do we have any idea that we could improve on that? We could elevate our level of awareness as we nod and hug and shake hands and smile and exchange habitual words of hello, how are you? Maybe we'd ask some like real questions. Maybe we'd have the privilege of understanding our fellow family members more better. We can think about the future all we want, and I'm going to talk about the future in a little while, but this moment, in every moment, we have new possibilities to understand more, to learn more, to change our consciousness, to elevate it from where we are in any given moment, minute at a time. Can't change yesterday, tomorrow we have no clue. Right now, in this moment, this minute, that's when we can enhance and enrich our life experience. And so it is. And not only is the bell broke this morning, I forgot to write mini message on the mini message. I forgot to find somebody to do a mini message till I went insane like an hour before church and called Kelly. Kelly, you got one? I forgot everything about. She said, relax, Pat. I got you covered. So Kelly, would you share with us one of your profound mini messages, please?
Hello. All right, this mini message, instead of being prose, is going to be a poem by Mary Oliver titled Wild Geese. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for hundreds of miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about your despair, yours, and I'll tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clearer pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clear blue sky, are heading home again. Who you are, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things. And let me add blessings to all of you in 2023, and happy fresh new year, not just to you, but to your imagination.
Kelly, thank you very much. I didn't hear that. What did she say? Oh, Mary Oliver, all right. Well, I'm just going to just sit up here and bubble out stuff. We had a board meeting this morning, and it was the preparatory, did I say that right? Meeting for our annual meeting coming up 2 weeks from today, January 22nd. It'll be potluck that day, annual meeting, our 123rd or 24th annual meeting. 23rd, I think. The first one was in actually February of 2001. We missed 1901. We missed one for the COVID. But other than that, there's been one every year since 1901. I've been on the board since 2000. And I have never been to a preparatory meeting as exciting as the one this morning. I was telling Sabrina, the consciousness and the enthusiasm and the commitment that the people on our board and the new people who will be coming on our board, I'm almost speechless, although I can always think of something to say. But it's I can't wait to see all the things that we're going to experience this year, and the new things the new ways we're going to deal with all the challenges that come up in a year. And I'm just excited. And would our current board stand up? If you're in the room, if you're on the board, stand up, please. Let's give them a round of applause. You may be seated, thank you. They're willing to do anything. They get up early in the morning to come once a month. They're here for work days. They're here to have special little meetings to talk about little challenges and emergencies that pop up anytime. And their consciousness is always we. And that's just, and it's more we now than I've ever felt in 22 years of being on that board. So I'm just excited. So who knows what this year is going to bring, but it's going to be exciting, and it's going to be new and different. I don't think we're going to have the same old, same old. So I'm excited about that. Natalie, talk to us about the Healing Circle.
Friday night is our only meeting in January here in the sanctuary at 7:30. After tonight, we're going to start up again Monday evenings in February. So that'll be introduced, the February piece.
Okay. Thursday, spiritual book study. Anybody got any idea? The 19th, okay. Yes, Kelly?
Tree after church.
After church, tree and the wreaths all come down.
Right.
And Sabrina, talk to us about all these poinsettias.
Okay, so if you'd like to take some home, they blessed us through the season and they've now done their thing. If you'd like to take some home and let them bless your house a little bit longer, just get with me after the service, but they've all got to get out of here so that new flowers can come.
Thank you for those.
Yeah.
And while I'm standing up, a reminder that the board did vote as part of our quarterly consciousness. I don't know, those that are on the board know that we tithe back into our community on a quarterly basis. We voted today to tithe to the NOAA Food Bank. The barrel's in the hall. We support them in other ways, but during this season, the food banks are running short. So if you can give either to the barrel or just know that our consciousness supports that. Thank you.
All right. So, yes,
We can use flowers for next Sunday.
flowers for next Sunday, the 15th, and probably Sundays after that. We got a whole brand new year. There's like 50, 45, 48, 50 more Sundays that we could use flowers, and and there's no pressure. You can sign up as many times as whenever you like. So, next Sunday is the 15th. I don't think there's a whole lot going on except just Sunday stuff. The following Sunday, the 22nd, is our 120-something annual meeting, and we vote on the budget, we vote on new board members and officers. We talk about any visions that we might want to have. We can criticize the minister in public. It's open forum, so anybody can do whatever you want. The next Saturday night, the 28th, and I'd like to thank Brenda for doing the flyers. Community cabaret at the Oaks from 5 to 7. Let's fill that place up on the 28th of January. Okay, Dave's got some flyers. There's some on the take them, put them wherever you want. If you want electronic, digital copies, let me know and I will email them to you. So, next, the 22nd, that will be potluck too. That way we can have lunch and have our annual meeting, and we won't have a potluck on the 29th. We'll just move it up a week. In February, the last Sunday in February, I think is something like the 26th. That's going to be a special potluck because Bonnie's going to bring chicken and dumplings. And we're going to ladies work with Bonnie to make sure that all the extra accoutrements, whatever all the accessories and extras can go with it. So, any other announcements? If not, then let's stand up and sing. In this very room, we have so much abundance of everything.
And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to
know what to do. It's that time. Yeah.
We're lost without the bell. Lost.
This one isn't broke.
There we go. I forgot, we could have started with that.
I just can't help but grin. This is just everything, sunny, beautiful day and all the rain and we're taking, what? Lightning and thunder? Yeah. Yeah, I ran all around town. It was chasing me. 3 o'clock this morning, I was in my car. I just kept going, and it was chasing everywhere I went. We have that song in this very room. We got love. We got power. We got joy. We've got everything we need. We don't need anything except each other. And we're here for that as well. When it comes to abundance, that's the most valuable abundance we have, is each other. Let's read together the affirmation of abundance. May we please? Gratitude is the key to the realization and manifestation of abundance. May we ponder that wisdom for a moment. And by the way, thank you for being here, Debbie. Haven't seen you in a while. It's good to have you back. as we prepare ourselves for our meditation, and we're going to have a very special meditation this morning, Mike Hishak is going to lead us in meditation, so I'm really excited about that. I clothe myself safely round, number 66 in the Wings of Song.
Good morning. I'm going to play for you a several-minute audio clip from one of my favorite electronic artists. And one thing that he's doing is he's exploring what are called the gene keys. And if you're not familiar with the gene keys, a quick description is they're an inner journey whose purpose is to transform our core beliefs about ourselves, thus raising our lives onto a whole new level of awareness. And they're kind of based on some ancient Chinese philosophies. So I just thought, like, after hearing it, I immediately thought, like, oh, this would be nice to share with the church community. So just kind of make yourself comfortable, to accept this message. If you want to keep your eyes open or closed or however you want to accept this. But I'm going to just play this and see what people think. This particular gene key, by the way, is called beauty.
The first shadow is a feeling we all know, though we don't always recognize it when we're in it. It's numbness. And contrary to what you might think, numbness is in fact a feeling. To know that you're numb is actually a huge insight. And for many people, it's the beginning of our journey into the human heart. But rare is the human who knows that they're numb. You know, most of us try everything we can to avert the realization that we're feeling numb. We keep ourselves busy. We go through one of the many windows of distraction that the world offers us. You know, you can spend an entire day doing things without ever realizing that you're actually doing them like a zombie. And this is exactly what entropy is. Entropy is the loss of energy in a system. It's why you get to the end of a day like that and you feel exhausted but not fulfilled. It's perfectly normal to feel nothing. It's the starting block for transformation. Once you realize your numbness, then your awareness goes to work. You begin to breathe into the numbness, just softly at first, ever so softly. It's the numbness. It's pervasive. We need to be comfortable with the numbness. Fertile state of emptiness that precedes all creativity. It really isn't comfortable. It isn't meant to be comfortable. It's the gap. Life needs gaps. Everything needs pauses. Pauses are healthy. So be okay being uncomfortable. That's the secret of transforming the first shadow into the first gift. This is the great secret of creativity in this gene key. This is the ring of fire, the great yang hexagram, the beginning of the entire I Ching. You must really tell yourself it's okay. You can trust the numbness, you really can. Let it in. See how deeply you avoid this feeling. Open to it and trust it. Don't put yourself under any pressure for it to change. Just let it remain for as long as it wants. Only your deep trust is going to show you the magic that fire emerges from water. Yang arises from yin. Something comes from nothing. Joy comes from numbness. The numbness is the kindling. Your awareness is the breath fanning the first sparks. And then the joy emerges as the fire catches. Sometimes your life hits one of those patches. Sometimes it's a few hours, sometimes it's a few days, sometimes months, sometimes even years. There are cycles of success and cycles of decline in everything, and life is a dance between the poles. And you can begin this right now, right where you are, and make a practice of it. It's your numbness vipassana meditation. Just trusting the numbness. Just being with the numbness. You know, the first city is beauty. And one day, you'll even come to see the numbness as part of that beauty.
All right, yeah, thanks for going on that journey with me.
Thank you, Mike, very much. Michael O'Brien sent me an email the other day. He said, people are asking me about this church because I talk about it, and they're wanting to know what denomination is it. And I don't know what to tell them. I don't know how to describe it exactly. And I was talking to Ward. He said, yeah, it's just kind of, what are we, you know, who are we? What are we exactly? And Brenda was saying the same thing, and Gloria said the same thing. Everybody over time is like, how do we describe us? So we're going to have Church of the Oaks 101 description class today. It's actually a pretty easy class to give, because this little brochure we have in the back, you've all seen it, welcome. On our website, when it says About Us, it has these couple of paragraphs. I'm going to read them here in a moment. But that tells us pretty much who we are. We are a community of seeking, thinking, creating people who strive to incorporate spiritual principles and universal truths into our consciousness, thereby enriching our lives. We've been described as many things over the course of time: New Thought, metaphysical, even transcendentalists. All of these labels may be somewhat accurate. However, labels, much like doctrines, are almost always limiting in their effort to describe. In pursuing our desire to expand our awareness and elevate our consciousness, we feel that there is no limit to what we might discover, just as there is no limit to spirit or God or the divine. Further, we believe that this infinite, divine God Spirit is innate within every living thing within our universe. We invite you to join our community. However, we believe that you already are an integral part of our community by divine and infinite order. So when people ask me, what religion are you? We are not a religious church. We do not follow a theological background. We are a spiritual community of thinking and creating people. Every one of us in here has religious background of some kind or another. Which ones are we going to tell they're wrong? Maybe we're all wrong. But actually, we are all exactly perfect right where we are. We've all got bumps and bruises and a lot of history and conditioning when it comes to religion or philosophy or our environment. And none of that's wrong. It simply is. What we do at Church of the Oaks is try to offer ideas and thoughts and practices and anything else that might help each other become more aware of the God, of the Spirit, of the divine, whatever you want to call it, inside of each one of us. And the more we wind up in our day-to-day lives being in harmony with how we were created, in harmony with all the rest of the universe, our lives seem to be much better and enjoyable. We're meant to have pain, we're meant to have agony and grief and anger and joy. But when we consider that inside each of us is the magic and the power of everything that has ever been created, that's an awesome thought. And when we reach out and hold hands and put all that together in a circle of energy, power, intention, love, acceptance, I don't think there's any greater function that we human beings can live at. And together we can continue to explore, we can continue to elevate our levels of understanding, we can continue to be more we-oriented, and we can actually become individually more connected with our source and more connected with our fellow community and family members. And as your minister, I have the carte blanche to say things like, Mike, would you please get up and turn off the heat? It's getting very warm in here. Thank you. But I'm going to give you a couple things today to think about. We're about out of these, but if you go to our website, we've got our homepage, churchoftheoaks.org, and then at the top it's got different things. Contact us. You hit on contact us, and that's where you sign up for the inquiring minds. And it's got another one said about us, and it's got these same words that I just read to you, and some other things as well. But I encourage each one of you to read that a little bit and then figure out, because somebody's going to ask. That's the best way we grow, is when somebody sees us smiling and talking about, I have such a good time at Church of the Oaks. I get such a charge out of the people there. We do some of the coolest things. We have the greatest conversations after church, and we do some cool things. And People, when you have that example out there, people want to know what makes you so happy. And they might just come and be part of this close-knit family as well. There's a lady, she did a TED Talk, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago that went viral and kind of put her on the map. Most of you have heard me talk about Brené Brown. She is an amazing person when it talks about, she talks a lot about how each one of us, especially women, has to deal with shame all of our lives, and how we can transcend that, and how we can leave shame. Don't set a place at the table for shame. She's amazing doing that, and if you explaining that, and I invite each one of you to listen to some of her talks on YouTube. Brené, B-R-E-N-E with a funny mark behind it, Brown. And I saw another thing on YouTube the other day that I thought was, or on Netflix, and it was Prince Harry and Meghan kind of got behind this thing and produced it, and it's called Live to Lead. And they do little short, it's like a little documentary on little biographies about people. And there were a few that really caught my attention. One was a little girl from Sweden, a school girl. And she was the one that started the On Strike for climate change, On Strike for the climates. It left out of Sweden, the whole schools all started shutting down in Sweden, and it became global. And she's just this little kid that has the courage to just stand up and do what she thinks she ought to do. Allowed herself to be vulnerable for catching the devil, for not going to school and getting in trouble. No, she really thought that our climate was worth the risk. And another person, happened to be a lady as well, was the Prime Minister of New Zealand. What a woman! What courage! And she's not brilliant, but she has connection with the beauty and the potential of humanity. She hasn't sold her vote. She leads by connecting the human beings and the life forms of her country together for the good of the whole. We can do the same thing. Every one of us can be a leader, whether we think we can or not. If you allow yourself to open up and be a little bit vulnerable to criticism or to failing. Oh my God, I can't fail. And just stand up and speak or do what it is we know is right within us. What a difference it makes. Live to Lead. I hope you all watch that. It's on Netflix. But who are we and what are we? We are a religious church. We are a spiritual community, a family, a fellowship of thinking, seeking, and creating people. We love each other. We accept each other. We try very hard not to judge each other. We try to have empathy and understanding for each other. Every one of us has been down a really bumpy road, I'm sure. I thought there were some smooth roads in these life. Nah, not a single one of them. Not a single one. And the bumps, I think, are put there for each one of us on an individual, what you need to bump. Where you need to be shaken up. What do you need to learn and know? That's why the bumps are there. And some of us, like me, I'm kind of hard-headed, keep hitting the same bumps over and over and over again. But hopefully, I'll learn some more things before I expire. But I encourage each one of you to, what do they talk in what, Toastmasters and all the marketing classes? Have your 30-second elevator speech ready to go. Have your little spiel. Well, have your 30-second elevator speech about Church of the Oaks. Go online, look at that. Put that in your own words. And what does this place mean to you? That's the best definition. What it means to you, what Church of the Oaks represents in your life. Because that's all that's really important, is what it means to you. And as we come together with that knowledge and that awareness of what this place means to me, that awareness actually adds value and energy and insight to everyone else in this room. It's like another little piece of different colored glass to make a stained glass collage that is totally unique. If we'd ask everyone next week to get up and share their 30-second elevator definition of Church of the Oaks, it'd be just like that sheet we passed out the other day, What is Community, where all of you wrote down your definition, what community meant to you. I think it's so important that we think about this, give it a little bit of thought, so that when we are asked, what do you do on Sundays? Well, I watch the 49ers, but first I go to Church of the Oaks. And I get my cups filled up, and I interact with some of the most sweetest, loving, understanding people anywhere around. And together we do some fabulous things in our community. And we learn some amazing things about ourselves and others. And in so doing, our lives are enriched. And when we're happy and feeling self-satisfaction and self-fulfillment, what do you think that does to the relationships that we have? You can't do anything except, put whipped cream and chocolate sauce on it. Seriously. When we are living the joy that we create in ourselves by understanding how truly free and how truly capable and how truly gifted each one of us is. That joy, it spreads quicker than COVID. It does. That's a proven fact. So next week I may just throw a quiz at you. What is Church of the Oaks? What denomination are you people? Tony Fardella used to be on our board. He was quite a guy. He's a computer dude. And people ask him, well, what are you, Tony? What is that Church of the Oaks? He said, oh, pretty much a group of heathens, and we just kind of make it up as we go along. And I thought, maybe that sounds humorous, but maybe we do learn as we go. There are some ancient texts that have great wisdom, great philosophical value, or even theological value, but That's what somebody else figured out. That's what somebody else wrote down. Those are moralities and rules that other people want you to follow. Now here, it's about what you figure out for yourself. And we can help each other do that. And that's what makes us so unique. And that is what has put the major part of joy and purpose in my life for more than 20 years. So I encourage all of you to work on your elevator speech, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a quiz coming up. Pretty sure. That's a test, Nancy. Okay, we're gonna make you write it down. Maybe stand up. I think maybe what would if we could, everyone stand up and give a speech? Oh, I think nobody'd show up at church that day, huh? 2 or 3. Open book quiz? Yeah, we could do an open book quiz. My dear friends, in this moment, as we smile together, as we think about things together, as we disagree and discuss our different opinions, our board meetings, they run so smoothly, but there's always difference of opinion. And as we just have these discussions, we grow. And the value of those discussions enhances our life experience. And I don't think there's anybody who has served on the board here who won't say they learned stuff they had no idea they were going to learn. They experienced stuff and thought about things they never thought, and they heard other people have opinions. How can people think like that? But we do. We're all different. We're all unique. But when that comes together, and it comes together in an energy and a spirit of harmony, no, I don't think there's anything better when it comes to the life experience. I really don't. So my family members, I hope each one of you take the rest of this day, and it's not raining, and consider being aware of where you're at and what you're doing, and your choices this afternoon. What kind of seeds are those going to plant for tomorrow? You have unlimited choice, unlimited opportunity. It's all up to us. We have amazing life stories, every one of us. So different. And we're all together in this room. We're all together in this community, in this state, in this country, on this planet. When we stop and think about all of the experiences just in this room, when we share them and we share what we've learned, it's amazing. It's actually quite wonderful. Just like the world we live in. This is a wonderful world. And wasn't that a lovely segue into our last song? What a wonderful world. Let's sing that and think about what we are. Who are we? Church of the Oaks.